And so it is. Greetings to you on your path. Hello world. Once again. Good earth spin. Day 12. Day 12. Yellow solar star. I pulse in order to beautify. Realizing art, I seal the store of elegance. With a solar tone of intention, I am guided by the power of flowering. Blessed be. So day 12, so that means we've completed 3 harmonics for 4 days. So I've got my Alex Grey shirt on because it's a yellow day, and this is my yellow, orange yellow shirt. Right, day 12. Re-establish field. So it is. 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 And so it is. And so it is. So day 12, and that's the hanged man in the 100-year book. So the hanged man, or the upside down man, or seeing things upside down. What could that possibly relate to in the Galactic Tarot? It's a curious phenomenon. It's one of these phenomena that there's definitely become more research on it, but there's still a bit of uncertainty as to the cause. But today we're dealing with, and again, if you find these graphics online and print them out and then use a ruler and print them in such a way as the ruler matches the frequencies of the divisions, then you can find harmonics. So for instance here, it's about 400,000 years, so you can see that over here. Goes to about 400. That's as much as I'm covering today anyway. And here you have these different numbers here. So 12, 23, 33 and a half, 47, and these different events as they're named. So this is to do with magnetic polar reversals, so north and south polar flips, and the historical or geological, geophysical records. So there's a definitive frequency to this, in the sense of if you're looking for patterns using the metrics, you can find approximate 12,000 years cycle. That's it averaged. So this is what we're going to be discussing today. So I'm just going to zoom in, and then I'll wipe the board back in a second. We're back, so I've got my green pen, because I haven't got a yellow pen. So this is some of my sketchings and stuff I have here from my notes when I was writing it all out as a draft. So using the information from this and this, which I was already working on, I'm just going to draw that out here, basically. So hopefully you can see that. Zoom in a bit more. So a 12,000 year cycle on average, but when divided by 4 during these last 4 are the shorter ones. Those added and divided before is 11.75 kilo years. So 11.75 thousand years. And this full period down here is 120, which is 10 times 12,000. Curiously here, they're getting shorter till we get to about here, and then they're getting longer again. So there's a definite there's a definite 0 point there in the middle when it switches from down from 73, 13 and a half, 10 and a half, and then back up 11, and then it's been 12. So it's been 12,000 years, and that's why some people say we're due one. But considering it went from 13 and a half to 10 and a half and then to 11, could be still 1,000 years away, you know. But these are the patterns which can be found using the geological records and then using maths to find averages and these sorts of things. And that is what my purpose here is to find codes that reflect different understandings of the universe and to match them up with ancient wisdom, because our ancestors were much wiser than we give them credit for. In my view, that's what I've found. So another aspect of this is the 12-based society. So So, 12-based society is all about division. So, 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 12 and a dozen, 12 months in the year, and all the rest of it. So, that's our current time system. 12 hours, day of night, 12 months in the year. And so this sort of polar duality of 12 is on another level divide and rule. It's taxes in a debt-based society. Two wrongs don't make a right. So yeah, like I said, most people say it's chaos in this this aspect of the research, but I've definitely found patterns because it's all based off averages, and that's what my work is about. It's what I've written about in my book, and so I'm applying the same I would call it mathematical scientific view. I'm not making this up. I'm just looking at the research and finding patterns. It's what it's actually about, really. That's why it's a way for nature to teach us, so we just sit quietly and listen and see what nature has to show us. Obviously we have to find where that research comes from and we have to find the evidence. Once we found it, we need to sit with it, meditate with it, and contemplate what it's actually saying. What's nature saying to us? So this is 12,000 years. Some people double it up to 24 on average. It looks like it wound down there though. So there was some sort of 0 point 23,000 years ago. So these numbers are fascinating numbers. Hopefully I'll be able to show you some more with the projector. Yeah. Upside down world, you know, the gap between the rich and the poor. It's like stretching and stretching and stretching. It's a bit like a rubber band, you know. If you look through history, they keep stretching the rubber band, eventually it goes snap. That's what history says. That's history repeating in cycles. Whether we're aware of it or not, it's been written about hundreds of times. Boom and bust cycles. Yeah. So these are the sorts of things this understanding speaks to me of. So let's have a look more into science and see what we're talking about here. And so I'll just go grab the projector, get everything set up, and so yeah, make yourself a cup of tea, and I'll be back in a second. Forgot my disclaimer, so I'm not here to convince anyone of anything, just sharing wisdom, and feel free to make up your own mind. Blessed be. Here we are back again. Oh. Quickly just give you a magic symbol for today. And so what do we have here then? Oh yeah, looks like these camels are visiting the North Pole in this graphic, having a wee voyage to the north. Blast from the past, 3 million years ago, Earth's climate was so warm that the high Arctic supported forests illustrated, in which camels and other animals roamed. That's what it says on this graphic, which I found. It's an interesting thing to contemplate. That the Earth has gone through many different cycles in the past. Yep. So here we have a general view of the latitudes, North Pole, South Pole, Arctic Circle, Antarctic Circle, the tropics and the equator. Actually, I'm going to come back to that graphic at the end. Here we have the actual flipping, the north and the south reversing. And the evidence of this is in the records. So this is just to describe the general mirror image that you find. Here's that graphic from before with the different records of the polar flips. Here's a graphic showing I found on the internet, talking about the shifting pole, and I think this is all in the Arctic Circle. Yeah, you can see it says 1870 up here. So this is all within between 70 to 80 and back to polar 0 point. With the dates there going back to the 1600s. Just to show you it does actually move around. On the same subject, we have our historical records of the pole star also changing over time, which is another polar attribute. It's to do with the shifting pole. There's different poles though. There's the magnetic pole, and then there's the actual axial pole. So, but these are, you know, they're intertwined. You know, they're not separate because nature isn't separate. It's a fractal. It's already one. You know, the unified theory of creation is already in existence. We already live inside it. That's what life is. So, these are all different facets of that understanding, and I thought it was important to include this one. Obviously it's very interesting, there's that symbol again, our magic symbol for today. I didn't plan that, but there it is, the view of the pole, if you're viewing down the pole of the planet. Oh, that's it's a ruler. Oh, and there's the camels, and oh yeah, there was that image. Right, so what's this image then? Well, this is actually a recording of changing in the pretty sure it's the electromagnetic field of the Earth on the day 9/11. This is from the work of Dr. Judy Wood. So I don't know if you've ever seen any of her work, but I'm pretty sure if you type in Dr. Judy Wood, JUDYWOOD, you'll find her videos about 9/11, which I think it's important to mention here because you know, that was like a polar flip in the planetary consciousness. In my view, was engineered by organisations which essentially have been controlling history and the narrative pretty much since the beginning, because that's how they maintain power and control, is when they flip the tables, they decide so they can control it and profit from it, sadly. But here's evidence. This is evidence. Dr. Judy Wood, she's compiled quite a lot of evidence, and I would really ask you to, you know, take the time to actually look what she's found. I think that would be good, well-advised information to be aware of. On a personal note, it was in the year 2001 which I officially changed my name with the birth registration here in Scotland, and yeah, that was in the summer. In the May of that year was the release of the Disclosure Project, and then a few months later I changed my name, and then a few months later was 9/11. So it was it's a year I'll never forget. You know, it was a really profound year for me. And then, yeah, things just got flipped upside down, essentially. I went to America a few times before 9/11, and maybe just once afterwards, because in my view it completely changed. The United States completely changed afterwards. So, yeah. That's a bit of that. To do with things being flipped upside down. The Hanged Man, or the inverted world, the upside down world, the back to front world. Number 12. So, again, if you'd like to read more about my work or download my book for free, cyrus.org, infinitycodes.net. The truth will set us free. If it doesn't, it's not the truth. For all the mothers, we're all born of woman, all of us on this planet Earth. May peace prevail. Blessed be.